feature race 2 nights in a row as we get ready for our Nostalgia's feature race brought to you by Autobarn Bundaberg, the #1 franchise state and nationwide. Go see Tom, Chris and the entire Autobarn Bundaberg team on Commercial Street as we go green for the Nostalgias. Dennis Booth on pole position, but it's going to be Shellcross around the outside who takes the lead on the back straightaway. 4-5 Bundaberg cars leading the way. Shellcross though leading #1, Booth. And Olive a little bit out of shape in the 11 car as they come out of turn 4. Zilke getting crossed up with Truant in the Bundaberg 15 machine that they're going through turn 1 and 2 now. Loses a couple of spots and Shellcross starts to drive away from the field. So Shellcross ahead of Booth. Ross Oliver now moved up ahead of Oliver as he made a mistake. And now the 11 car struggling. He's going to pull onto the infield as he runs down the bottom of 1 and 2. And I think he might have just got caught in the slime down there in the bottom of the corner. 97 at Des Ross to the infield in the FJ as well. And he's going to be out of this race as the yellows come on. And we're going to stack them back up and go again. Yeah, seems to be back on the racetrack and have another crack. So here we go. Shellcross, Booth, Oliver, your top 3, Truant, Zilke. And we go green. And Shellcross with a fantastic start. Jumps away to a couple of car length lead in turn number 1. Olive with the momentum around the top. We'll get past some of the other cars at the back of the field, including Mark Kemp. Oh, makes contact. And around goes the 11, and there's a bit of damage to the left-hand door. It appears on the Bundaberg 11. So we're going to stack them back up and go again. And I'm just seeing where the cones have been set up, and I think someone might have collected their cone, and we'll go to the rear of the field. That's your top 3. Olive, the next one, then Truant, ahead of Zilke and Kemp. We go green. Oliver looks to the inside of Booth through turn 1 and 2. And to back out of it as they're trying to come down and cover the line. Booth still under attack in the Bundaberg 42. They go down into turn 1 this time though, the 42, right there, underneath the 28 machine. Oh, Shellcross had to get out of the throttle as he nearly clobbered the fence on the right-hand side. Saves the car, and now jumps the berm on the inside. Coming out turn 4, it's a bit of time, but Booth had to stumble himself. Wasn't able to capitalise on the opportunity. Olive though, and the Craig Olive in the Bundaberg 11 has worked himself back into 4th spot, but a long way behind 1st, 2nd and 3rd on the racetrack. Another lap in the books. Shellcross leading this, but Dennis Booth not letting him get too far ahead. Half a second between 1st and 2nd on the racetrack. And Ross Oliver right there, behind Booth in the 28. Gets within a couple car lengths on the 2nd place driver. 4/10 between 2nd and 3rd. But Shellcross still the class of the field so far. Ross Oliver finding more pace. He put in his fastest lap of the race on the last lap. And was the fastest car on the track. Just needs to find a way past Booth and potentially have a chance to try and chase down Shellcross. He's now extended the lead to 1.3. Mark Kemp in the 27 car brings it onto the infield out of this race. And Shellcross putting in consistent lap times now. a tenth or two faster than the competitors behind. It's all he needs to do to continue to hold on to this lead. He comes to the back of Trueman in the 18. Puts a lap down on him. The 81 straight up the inside. Booth goes with him. Cost Shellcross a little bit of time there, about half a second. And the gap is now less than 1 second. 0.9 between first and second. But now Shellcross a little bit of clear air. He's able to put his foot down and extend that lead out just slightly to about second. But Dennis Booth can still smell the exhaust pipe of the Bundaberg 81 as they go down the back straight. They're going to get a little bit held up from Zielke as they come through turn 4. And Booth closing in that lap. Then about 4 tenths as Shellcross had to negotiate the slower car. But then stumbles through 1 and 2. And it's cost him some time again. These little moments just determining the race here. Ross Oliver hanging on to the back of Booth, but just not enough to get past. They matched his lap time on the last lap, but needs to be quicker if he wants to get past and up into the second spot. Shellcross putting in a very solid lap time on the last lap around. Booth chasing back down, but he's only got 1 more lap to go. There's a 1 second gap on the leaders. He's going to come through turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag will be the ready as Dennis Shellcross takes out the Nostalgia feature race here at Carina. Well, Booth come home in place. Ross Oliver home in 3rd. Craig Olive 4th. Mike Zielke 5th. Darren Trueman was the last finisher in 6th. With and Rowe on the infield. Well, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and make some noise. Dennis Shellcross, the Bundaberg 81 is the Nostalgia feature race winner.